Welcome to the Obvious Podcast, episode number 69. I'm Sonny Macon.
And I'm Peter Daiga, President and CEO at Associated Builders and Contractors, Florida East Coast.
You're listening to the Obvious Podcast the day after Christmas. Welcome. And just so you know, all of the opinions expressed are our own.
Love the show. We ask you to subscribe on major podcast platforms or watch us in action on YouTube. Follow the Obvious Podcast on Instagram, X, and Truth Social, and now on TikTok. All the links you need are in the show notes. Reach out to us anytime at theobvious@abceastflorida.com. And if you're enjoying the ride, we ask you to help others find us by leaving a review wherever you listen.
Merry Christmas.
Friday. Merry Christmas.
How's your Christmas, Peter?
Day two of Christmas.
Day two of Christmas.
We Catholics and Lutherans and, I don't know, mainstream.
Presbyterians. Yeah, Presbyterians.
So remember, it's now, Christmas just starts on Christmas Day, doesn't
That's
it?
right.
So
welcome to day two.
So
of
we're
Christmas.
in the middle of celebrating, yes. So,
But it's no longer Advent, right? It's something else now?
correct. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas season. Actual Christmas season now.
So you go from Advent to Christmas to...
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
To, ordinary time.
Ordinary time. Okay.
For the liturgical year. So, but yeah, even the hymns in church will be much more Advent related up to Christmas Day, and then at Christmas
Becomes a Christmas carol.
Right.
Okay. And then what's the time called when that starts at Easter?
Well, there's Lent before
Lent,
Easter,
yes.
building up to Easter. So, and then the Easter season. So, and those are the four outside of ordinary time in the liturgical year. So,
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Advent, Christmas, Lent, Easter, and ordinary time.
So everybody's home. They've had a great Christmas.
That's it. Hopefully
Right? They got
enjoying some time off.
enjoying some time off.
Family.
Depending on where you are, you got some nice snow. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you're at the beach. Maybe you're on vacation. But we just wanted to let you know that we have not forgotten about our audience, and we're here bringing you another episode.
That's it.
Right?
So
what are we going to talk about today?
I think
Wait, that's your question, which you usually
What are we talking about today, Sonny? What uncontroversial topic are we talking about today?
Nothing controversial. So I wanted to ask you today about, let's do a little recap, right? Like for the year, like what 2025 has been like.
Sure.
And then I'm really curious as to what do you think was the most interesting news story to you personally? What was the most interesting news story of 2025?
So I think that's great. Let's go back and forth, and let's kind of flip back and forth between just general news and ABC related stuff too. So, I mean, what's the specifics of the question? Is what's the most interesting news story?
What news story?
Consequential or
No. What you found most interesting?
Sure. So, I'm going to lead with obviously the inauguration of 47. So,
Okay.
Because it's just about pretty much everything in our lives is being impacted by that leader. So I would say from a general news, it'd be that one. From ABC News, I'd say it'd probably be, again, moving forward on our strategic goals of property
Acquisition,
and in particular, being able to purchase an apprenticeship campus that's going to allow us to grow for the foreseeable future. So, and geez, so much tied to that. I mean, really, what made that possible was our legislative. Sorry, I'm cheating. Two for the price of one. Our legislative victory. So. In terms of clarity on the LEA funding formula. So now we got the legislature in the state to say what it is, but now getting our partners to play along is
never easy, right?
To be determined. So how about for you? I mean, what was the general news, and then maybe ABC?
So what I found super interesting about this year was how, and it's related to your point about Trump's election. Mm-hmm. I really found interesting sort of the cultural dominance of the right side of the spectrum, right?
What do you mean by that?
So my whole life growing up, the left has sort of dominated culture, music, television, movies, right? It was always very sort of left.
You think that's changed?
I think there's a dent in it. I don't think it's changed, but I think the right. So I'll tell you what made me think of this, right? So I was reading this little article about Mel Gibson, and Mel Gibson,
I can't wait for the sequel to the Passion.
Passion, yeah.
He's working on it supposedly.
He's working on that, and then
the Resurrection. It's called, or
the movie with the resurrection. So he was talking about that movie, right? And he basically said that essentially all these actors that had refused to work with him all these years because he was a social pariah are now like comfortable coming back and saying, let's work together.
Wow.
Right?
That's great.
And it made me realize sort of and then how, and watching that whole, remember when Charlie Kirk was assassinated?
There were some sports figures this year and some Hollywood figures, and it's like a little crack.
Yep, a little crack. Yeah,
armor.
And then the post Charlie Kirk assassination, sort of the cultural. I was really, and I obviously didn't know the influence that he had on college students because of his prominence in social media. That really surprised me. Yeah. The reaction, because I had or have kids in college,
right?
The reaction I saw from them and their friends. Okay, so when I was in college, when I was in high school, right? Like the man was sort of the establishment, right? And it was almost like it was considered how the hippies were, like we're countercultural. Now I'm watching my kids in high school and college. It's countercultural and cool,
yes,
to be on the right side of the spectrum, right? And that's
well, I think we've mentioned that, or I might have talked about that in past podcasts. I had a former brother-in-law, that was a big hippie. I mean, we're not too far apart age-wise, and boomers are all on the tail end of a lot of butts and jokes, and I'm at the tail end of the boomer generation. But a lot of them were the hippies and the protesters and the people that were fighting the man, so to speak. But we joke about they are the man now.
They are the man now.
They are the establishment. They are fighting for the establishment. They are fighting for the status quo. They are fighting anyway. It's the irony. You're so true. You're so right. It's a great observation.
So that made me. I have found that to be a fascinating change in 2025. I really was not. And I think a lot of that, I really give credit to Trump, because I think Trump is not just a political force, he's a cultural force, right? And no matter how much, I remember obviously knowing who he was when he was just a New York developer. Back then they used to call him Teflon Don, like nothing stuck to him. And it's been fascinating to kind of watch politically, nothing has stuck to him. And he just keeps plowing ahead, and the media tries to take him down, and and I just remember in 23, 24, when he had all those lawsuits, and I'm watching liberal attorneys talk about these novel legal theories that they're trying out just to put him in jail or try to get him into bankruptcy, and
all of which eventually fail.
All of it,
almost all of them eventually fail. So,
but he had the energy to go and fight every single.
That's but the nature of our media is, they cover the lawsuit when it's filed, but when it's adjudicated,
they don't talk about it.
It's not covered.
Have we mentioned how you don't hate the media enough?
So you really don't. You really don't. So anyway.
So I, and then obviously ABC wise, I think the building in Miami, which so many other successes kind of led to that. And I think the greatest story that I think we had as an organization is I think our team really gelled well together. Everybody sort of came together. There's a unity of mission and purpose with the team that is so rare to find. And I think everybody knows what they're striving towards, right? And we have a lot happening here at this organization. So between CARES and between
that's
the institute,
amazing thing,
right? Yeah.
How well we excel in every aspect of it. So
what is it? Success has failure is an orphan, and success is many fathers. Right?
Yes, yeah.
And certainly you see that here, and you see a lot of the people here succeeding, and then everybody's like, "Yep, that was an idea I had." And then I'm not talking about staff; I'm talking about other sort of stakeholders. And it's been fascinating to watch how everybody sort of congeal around the organization and its success,
right?
Because it has been so effective. You always talk about we want to be the largest, we want to be the most influential, and even with the success, I think what I love about this organization and about our team is we don't function like we're there, right?
Right.
It's always like we're scrappy and we're fighting to succeed. We're fighting to achieve those things.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to pick up the pace. We've only done one round, and we're halfway through the show. So I was thinking while you were talking about, again, one cultural and one kind of ABC related. So cultural would be Doge to me. You know, I remember how the year kicked off.
Yeah.
And what did Doge do? I mean, the international aid, and
USAID.
the correction that actually has been happened in NGOs and all that. I mean, it's just, wow, that's a big story this year. And hopefully that'll have some lasting impact in how we spend that money and distribute it and whatnot. So to me, that was a big national story. So another big ABC story for me was, the ABC National Board of Directors actually approving, $100,000 of, board restricted or board designated funding for CARES, which is a great, and again, we've been doing great things with CARES for a long time, but to get to this stage where now we're going to hopefully have annually matching funds, from ABC National whenever we have those foundation trustee designated disaster relief, efforts, is really a cool development, if you will, in the life of ABC CARES Foundation. So,
it's interesting, right? You start something and you're like, man, I hope this works. And when it works,
because you have plenty of detractors.
Of course.
At the moment.
Of course.
Again,
what a terrible idea. Why are you doing this?
Waste of money.
Waste of time, right?
What's the point? What's the connection?
Right.
We haven't heard that, have we? Anyway.
No, because now it's everybody's idea. We told you, Peter. Remember years ago we said you should start CARES? But it's such a seal of approval of the success of the organization, right? Sure. For national to be like,
say nothing of the people, the enormous number of people that it helps every year and growing. I mean, you were there. You and I both were there, along with our board members at the national board. When they were having the discussion, I was not expecting this because there was no planned, agenda or whatnot or scripted. People started standing up from different parts of the country, different chapters, talking about how ABC Cares has helped somebody in their chapter.
Yeah.
And not all of them actually got up. Who have been benefited over the years.
I was especially moved by this lady from Texas.
Yeah.
When the floods happened.
She got up and a couple members got up from her chapter. And anyway, it just was going around the room in different parts of the country. It just was a little stunning because you don't realize how many lives it's impacted. So it's great to have the national matching dollars, which are going to help us raise money for good causes moving forward. But the real impact is the people we've helped.
So I'm going to go back to your point about Doge. So this was very interesting to me. I didn't do a lot of reading or research into like the whole Doge thing, but I did a ton of reading and research into the USAID issue and what USAID was up to and how USAID was spending money and all of the things that sort of Doge uncovered on the USAID side. Mm-hmm. And all I could think of as I'm reading this, first of all, it's horrifying, right? What a waste of taxpayer money. Mm-hmm. For decades, right? Nothing new.
No wonder people hate the U.S. I mean,
And all I can think of is how useless have the Republicans of the past been, right?
Yeah, sure.
Nobody tackled this. Nobody talked about it.
We paid lip service to it. Oh, government waste.
Yeah, exactly. But nobody actually did anything about it.
They were all on paper.
Yeah.
That's what's really, anyway, in fact, we've talked about this many, many times. That's the difference between the current occupant of the White House. He's actually
had an impact.
He's actually putting his money where his mouth is. Is that the saying, the phrase?
Not even his mouth. He's putting money where all the Republicans have been paying lip service to for years.
Correct, and that's what so many people are upset at him.
Yeah,
just keep paying lip service. Just keep talking about the drug war. Just keep talking about wasting government spending. Don't actually do anything about it. So exactly. So did you have anything you want to add? I got others in my mind
on the ABC side?
Either. Cultural or how about to me, the story of the year, what about the lowering of inflation? I mean, we just came out of 4 years where what was the average? I don't know, 9%?
9%.
A year? I think it was the average. I mean, to have somebody come into office and within
at the beginning of the year,
eggs and chicken and and all of a sudden that story went away because boy, what do you know? Leadership actually matters. You just stop slaughtering your eggs and you actually can produce more, or stop slaughtering your chickens and you actually can produce more eggs. Anyway, just general inflation. Now we don't have deflation. That's true. I mean, there may be some commodities that we have, but the rate of inflation is, has drastically decreased, which is great news. Coming along with that is, decreased oil prices and gas prices, which continues to go down, which is great. Decreased interest rates, which is, happened a couple times. By the time this episode airs, I think probably will happen again. So that's all good news.
I saw a sign of a gas station. It wasn't in Florida. I forget where it was, but it's under $2.
Wow. So,
right? Like $1 something.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, just all these from a cultural or national story to me were very impactful this year. So ABC, I would list up there we have a running list of different visits, which is the core. It's the base of any influence you as an organization. Money's important, and we do a lot of that. But it's also about relationships, right? Yeah. And our living list was, about 200 different visits to legislators, both at the federal, state, and local level. Our chapter alone,
240.
So, I mean, that shows you the strong foundation as an organization in terms of continuing to build on and maintain our strong reputation and influence in the political process.
I would agree with that.
So from a cultural and a national, I mean, I just, the changes, the peace around the world. I mean, I know there's 8 different ongoing wars that have been brought to an end, and maybe by the time this airs, we may have another one. Which the president says was the hardest one, the one he thought would be easiest, that ended up being the hardest. This I don't know. This president does not get enough credit in my mind. I mean,
nobody even talking about Gaza anymore.
Right.
Israel, Gaza. Like, it was all over the news, and now it's just disappeared.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even name them. That's how. Unfortunately, it doesn't speak well for me, I suppose, to be able to list the whole 8. But if the media did their friggin' job, did we mention that you don't hate the media enough? If the media did a better job, the general public would know all 8 names of those conflicts and how many years they've happening, and the fact that peace has been brought to those conflicts. Now, peace is always a fragile thing.
Well, one of them actually never broke out into a conflict. It was about to. And I only know this because my kids were in India at the time, and it was the India-Pakistan thing. It was about to blow up.
I mean, big time. Two nuclear powers.
Yep. And I was like panicking because my parents and my kids were there. Anyway, it didn't even become a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's so infuriating to me. These are major stories that impacted our lives.
Yeah. And it's
in this year, and it's just yawn, hum,
Yeah.
Let's talk about his MRI.
After ignoring the last guy's health issues.
Right.
Obviously.
Ignoring. They didn't ignore. Yeah. That's complimentary or
cheap fakes. They said it was cheap fakes.
They basically denied.
Yeah.
They didn't ignore. He's perfectly fine. He's as sharp as he's ever been.
He's doing intellectual somersaults behind the scenes.
Yeah. Anyway.
But never on camera, but behind the scenes.
Did you think of any?
Yes. So ABC wise, right? Like,
I love the ABC.
ABC. I was thinking about ABC.
Wait till you see our 2025
year in success will be amazing. So, I was thinking about our MOU with Space Florida, which now seems like it was so long ago, and our MOU with
DJJ?
I totally forgot about the DJJ. Yes, the DJJ Department.
That wasn't the one you were thinking of?
No, I was thinking the other one.
Space Florida.
The virtual reality software.
Oh, okay. Project Lift? No. Project Lift. No.
What's it called?
It's ABC Labs.
ABC Labs. Do you remember the name of the company? I totally blanked on the name of the company.
They're not going to be happy.
Sonny. Oh, man, yeah, please. No, I hope they don't watch this episode.
Uplift.
Thank you.
All right. That's amazing. Those 3 MOUs, partnerships.
Yeah, amazing partnerships.
The Space Florida is going to be reaping benefits for probably years, if not decades to come. That's more long term in terms of our strategic goals there. So I think we'll see more immediate returns from the ABC Labs and virtual reality and implementing it in our apprenticeship programs and pre-apprenticeship programs. So.
We will be announcing something very exciting at our tech conference in March. So that's the only sort of grain I'll throw to you because it'll be a surprise announcement.
God, and again, look forward to that. That is our 4th year?
4th year.
You know, and again,
We were the first one in the country to do it.
the first ones in the country, and actually, our board of directors and our annual planning conference gets credit for that.
Yeah.
And I think it was, I don't want to give the wrong person credit, but it was one of our past leaders. That I think it might have been Brett Atkinson at Moss or someone at that leadership was like, we need to take a stronger leadership in technology and perhaps having a conference. And we did, and we lost money the first year. But that's the thing about our leadership and being a successful organization is you can do that. Now, we wouldn't do it forever, you know, but you can do that while you're building.
While you build, yeah.
And we've since have turned it around.
Amazon lost money for 18 years or whatever.
So well, that's a great point. So, but we've since turned it around and it's making money and it's just one of the best in the country. And if you haven't been to it, you really need to come to the tech conference.
It's in March. Go on our events
Margaritaville on Hollywood Beach.
Hollywood Beach. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Spectacular conference. So
with ocean views. All right, we're out of time.
no way.
Yeah.
We have only got scratched the surface.
So we're going to wish you a happy new year. We forgot a lot, but they're going to have to just watch future episodes.
Email us. I'd love to hear what your,
Yeah.
I don't know, most consequential news story of the day, whether it's an ABC news story or a cultural one. We'd love to hear it at theobvious@abceastflorida.com.
Happy New Year. We'll see you next year.
All right. Merry Christmas.